Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Sruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Om Samastajana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. So far we have seen 6 values. Study Vedas regularly, daily. Implement what has been said in our daily life. Dedicate all those activities as a worship unto the Lord. Renounce all kinds of desires from the mind. Wash away hordes of sins. Recognize that the worldly pleasures are riddled with pain. Riddled with pain. 6. Now, 7th one is what? Atmecha vyavasiyatam. Atmecha vyavasiyatam. Vyavasiyata means what? Cultivate. Consistent endeavor. Vyavasaya, cultivation. Cultivate or put a consistent endeavor. Prayatnam. हिंदी में कहते हैं लगातार प्रयत्न करना, यानी constantly putting our best efforts. For what? To seek our own self. Atma Ichha Vyavasiyata. Because we saw outside desires are creating all kinds of problems to us. This desire is a rogam, drives me away from myself and makes my mind and me, they drag into the world, the worldly activity, I mean objects. I am bound by them or bound to it, to them, objects. So all the problems we saw. What is the source of the lack of peace? Desire. So desire is a disturbance in the mind. So our mind is, so beautifully, please understand, when a guru says, withdraw your mind, we immediately say, oh, let me search first where my mind is. Why? My mind is invested in 1,000 objects of the world outside. It got stuck up in all pieces. Mind became divided, many pieces. Each piece got stuck up with some object, with some thought, whether it is to me, for you, anybody, all of us. So to gather the mind from all its preoccupations, its investments, from each object, from each thing, I must pull back that mind. Not by force, but by taming the mind, by educating the mind. Slowly, I must get back the entire my mind and then turn within. So, paranchikani vitranat swayambhu, parang pashyati nantara. So, they only see outside objects. Mind is actually broken into pieces and got stuck up with various objects in the world. Ideas, notions, each desire. So, a desire actually, as though that each desire eats away one portion of mind, as though, for our understanding. So I must gather that entire my mind. And then I must consistently cultivate, put an endeavor to, for what? To seek my own self. So seek the self with consistent endeavor. Atmecha vyavasiyata. So that means what? It is actually an internal sadhana. It is an internal sadhana. As Bhagavan Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, or from all those objects where the mind is running after, pull back the mind from those objects. Again, place it Atmanyeva Nayam Vashet. Again, place that mind again into our own self. It is running all around. Bring it back. That means what? This internal sadhana of bringing the mind back is possible only when we consistently cultivate a desire to know our own higher self. That I want nothing in this world. My primary objective is what? Self-realization. Yes, I have so many vasanas. They are troubling me in the form of desires. Some are very strong vasanas. Very strong they are. There seems to be almost all the time the vasanas only seems to be winning over me. I am a helpless victim every time. I think, oh, this time I conquered. No. But next time again they pounce upon me. I may lose my heart in the fight, so-called fight, meaning I may be vexed, disgusted with my own continuous, non-stop, that is attack of vasanas. So I may lose my hope. I may be disappointed. I may feel myself saying that, no, it's not possible for me. I think spirituality is difficult for me. I don't think it is my cup of tea. So these feelings are inevitable on a seeker's journey. Yet, by consistent faith upon the Guru, and by developing tremendous faith, Shraddha on the scriptures, Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya, Satya Buddhi Avadharana, that they are speaking truth. And by exposing ourselves to the thoughts of the Upanishads again and again about what is the nature of self, how all my desires end there, and how that Brahmanabhuti is superior to any kind of ananda that we get in this small pieces of ananda in this world. And how it redeems me from all my mental suffering, spiritual science. So with all these things, one must, so it's not that I withdraw the mind from the outer world. Temporarily inspired by some notion or understanding or some kind of realization. So I withdraw the mind. But that mind doesn't stay. Having withdrawn, again mind runs into the world. So that mind which has been brought under discipline by whatever sadhana that we are doing spiritually, that mind which has been gathered from its all preoccupations in the outer world has to be re-employed in contemplating upon the higher. Otherwise, the mind will slip into the worldly activities. So this constantly we have to think about our goal of liberation. consistently we must be exposed to scriptural studies so that we can really understand how to withdraw the mind and invest it or focus that mind on the Brahman. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya says it has to be cultivated. It doesn't happen in overnight. Over bahunam janmanamante. Sometimes it may take lives. And spiritual seekers need not be disappointed. Why? Because we can consider that this is our life, what we are living now, we have already been practicing spirituality since many lives. Therefore, we have reached to this state. So it is not that bahunam janmanam ante. Maybe this life itself may be the end of all those many lives that I've been living. So I need not think they get disappointed. Maybe still one more, still thousands of lives, lakhs of lives. I need not think that way. Yes, I have done already some journey. Therefore, I got exposed to Guru, Vedanta, Upanishads, etc. So I can try my best to realize the self within in this life itself. That is the spirit. With that lakshya, with that goal. So if you can cultivate consistently the desire to revelate myself, to release ourselves from all this mundane world and be liberated from by awakening to the truth, Akhanda, the Chaitanya is there. So that should be my effort. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya says this has to be done consistently, because mind goes into towards the world, because out of action, out of habit of so many lives, right from amoeba, by living through various animal yonis, our mind is totally, we are only trained when again up to human beings, so many lives in human being, as a human being. We are only turned outside, engaging only in various kinds of pleasures that this world provides. So to ward off all those lives together, that habits, those vasanas, again with consistent effort, keeping the mind on supreme. It's not easy. It's not easy. Therefore, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, you please understand, bring back that mind. Now Bhagavan says, whatever the mind object towards which mind is running, tatas tatah niyamyetat atmanyeva nayam vashet. Whatever object mind is running, bring back the mind from those things. Again, consistently keep it on your own self. So this is another beautiful value. So it's an internal sadhana. We all should live with greater awareness. We may slip 100 times, 1,000 times, lakh times, 1 lakh, 1 million times we may fall. But there's no other way for us other than getting up, again marching ahead till we know who we really are. So a spiritual seeker's sadhana is what? Continuously or put a consistent endeavor in seeking one's own self. This is another value, number 7. So last one in this sloka is what? Nijagruhat Turnam Vinirgamyatam. Nijagruhat. Nijagruha means of your own house. Turnam, quickly, immediately. Vinirgamyatam, escape the bondage of home. Escape the bondage of home at the earliest, immediately. Now see, in our Vedic lifestyle, Rishis have given a lifestyle for us, which we are not able to follow. But if you follow that, like dharmo rakshati rakshitaha, dharma protects the one who protects dharma. So when we live a lifestyle prescribed by Vedas, then we are saved, protected. And what is Vedic style? Veda says that the four ashramas are there that you all know. Brahmacharya ashrama, student life; Grahastha ashrama, householder life; then Vanaprastha, retirement into forest life; then sannyasa, the wife of, I mean, not wife, life of renunciation. Life of renunciation. So now these four ashramas are given. Bhagavan Shankaracharya argues in one of the commentaries, in many places, that a man who is born with high vairagya need not go through Grahastha and Vanaprastha, forest life. He can directly take to sannyasa from Brahmacharya ashram. So he batted for that thought. That is it. But that lifestyle is only for few people. It's not that everybody can directly go from Brahmacharya to sannyasa ashram. Some people may go. Some people may enter into Grahastha ashrama and then withdraw and become sannyasi. So the question is, the lifestyle, what Rishi's general lifestyle, that you follow Brahmacharya ashrama, where we get a lot of knowledge, trained. Then Grahastha dharma. After performing Grahastha dharma, then you withdraw, enter into a forest life. In those days, jungle or forest used to be there, so they used to withdraw, maintain, practice, living a life of solitude. And then after some time, couple of years, you take up sannyas. So the journey has to be continued. According to Rishis, our journey should not be stopped. We should not get stuck up in one ashrama for whole life. The movement should be there. And then we give up the body at the age, whatever time, having become a sannyas. Right? That means what? See, very beautiful point. That dharmate birati jogate jnana. Tulsidas ji says in Ramcharitmanas. A very beautiful point he says. That what is the result of dharmic lifestyle? Living a dharmic lifestyle. He says, if all of us live a dharmic lifestyle, the result would be vairagya. So dharmamaya jivanam will take me to vairagya. How? How means, when we live a life of dharma, then what happens is that I become pure inside. My antakarana becomes purer and purer day by day. So when I live my dharma in Brahmacharya ashrama and Grahastha ashrama, so by the time I reach fag end of Grahastha ashrama, because I lived my dharma properly, my antakarana becomes pure. When my antakarana becomes pure, I see what is the true nature of this manifested Jagat. Not from Brahman standpoint of view. That this world is like this. Everything is changing. Nothing is permanent. Attachments lead to complications. So when I see this Jagati, which is continuously changing, and when I see the true nature of all this, I instantly develop Vairagya. This Vairagya is a result of Viveka. So Viveka or discrimination we get by dharmic lifestyle. So once I get that Viveka, and through Viveka I see the nature of the things, then I really withdraw. I completely show my dispassion towards this Jagat. I become a Viragi, Parama Viragi. The moment I get this Vairagya, the result is what? Turnam Vinirgamyatam. Instantly, I leave this entire my house, etc., and go for tapasya. Yajnavalkya did that. And many Mahatmas have done it. Raja Rishis have done that. Those became Raja Rishis later. Rajas have done it. So, at the end of life, that is a prescribed lifestyle for everybody. But Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, so very clearly says, escape from the bondage of home. Nijagruhat turnam vinirgamyata. Why? When Atmecha is cultivated, when I develop certain amount of Vairagya, so it Upanishad says, no, the moment you get Vairagya, no, then you leave about everything. The moment you understand the nature of the world, then and there give up the world. Turnam vinirgamyata. Now, how to understand this? After Grihastha when we enter into solitude, now we don't find forests also where we can go. So many things we are accustomed to. So now, life of solitude must be planned. That is the meaning. Turnam vinirgamyatam, as early as possible. Everyone, spiritualist seekers, having reached some stage in life, having fulfilled some basic responsibilities towards family members, they must learn to live in solitude as much as possible. Need not be even physical separation. In some cases, not possible. The same house, so how we can withdraw? Best thing is, do not involve in the affairs of home unless you are asked, unless they come to you and ask a suggestion or a solution. If you know, you can share. Otherwise, do not meddle with the affairs of the home. That's how Vanaprastha ashrama should begin in the house only. And when the body is healthy, when the Purna Vairagya comes, then physically also start living in solitude if possible. And because Ekante Sukhamasitam, that will later on Bhagavan Shankaracharya tells in this Sadhana Panchakam only. So we must, Bhagavan withdraw from all this. Now, other meaning, spiritual meaning is what? That home is our body. So we must try to disassociate ourselves with the physical body. Not dropping the body, not the death, but identification with the body. We must drop it. Nijagruha Turnam. Nijagruha is identity with the body. With BMI, body, mind, intellect attachment. When we can give up that attachment with the body, mind, intellect, and we can discover our existence as something other than body, mind, intellect, independent of all these three, in our meditation, in our Chintan, Manthan, and that is called escaping the bondage of home. Otherwise, physical home, I may run away into the jungle, I go, but then my desires may not leave me. Desires also come. Then I brood over my past there. Oh, I was there. I used to get coffee on time. Here I am not getting. I used to get lunch on time. So there is no use. Then that becomes a terrible pain, loneliness. So if you really develop vairagya, you are healthy, fit enough, withdraw, and having fulfilled responsibilities at home, withdraw, go into a solitude place for tapasya. Or as much as time you can spend it. Time in your life, in ekanta, in solitude, and for tapasya. Thus come out of the bondage of home. Or stop, or reduce, or better to stop completely, unless you are asked. Do not involve in the home affairs. Or still deeper spiritually, through our meditation and nididhyasana and sravana manana nididhyasana, let us discover that the body, mind, intellect are my vehicles. I am independent of them. I am that eternal spirit. Because of me, these three are functioning. I am above all this. Think. Either way, this way we have to do it. But Turnam is the word, immediately. Because, once we get even in Dharma Vishayam also, that when we get a good thought, we should do it immediately. The thought may not leave next moment, next day. Dana Buddhi, then and there give. Again, the mind may become greedy afterwards. It may not allow me to donate. Like we saw in the case of Karna also had the same thought. Yudhishthira also. Why? We don't postpone. Karna, no. Then and there give. Dana Karna. Similarly, once we get certain kind of ideas, then and there we must use that wave to take a little deeper journey into our own self, trying to discover who we are. See? So therefore, end the, what you call, our ahankara, aham buddhi, ego sense. But I am the body, mind, intellect, attitude. I am the perceiver, I am the, as Gurudev says, perceiver, feeler, thinker. I am the perceiver, I am the feeler, I am the thinker. Perceiver through perceiving the objects, through sense organs. I am feeling through the mind, thinking that I am that entity who thinks, who feels, who perceives, ego sense. That has to come to an end. That's called Nijagruha Turnam Vinirigamyata. Higher sense. But that for that to happen, we need some kind of a physical withdrawal also. And every Mahatma had done that. So we must discover as much as possible, sometime in a day, by following certain principles of spiritual life, having fulfilled our responsibilities towards our family members. As Rishi says, we must die as a sannyasi. Brahmacharya over, Grahasthashrama is over, Vanaprastha is over. Need not be a formal sannyas of changing clothes, but internally we must live like a sannyasi, giving up the identification of the body, mind, intellect. That is called Nijagruhat Turnam Vinirigamyata. That is a beautiful message Bhagavan Shankaracharya gave. Thus, we have completed the first shloka out of 5 verses on Sadhana Panchakam. Thank you. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you all. Hari Om.